way, mate.
Yeah, I thought he was racing tonight, so you've got full control over him.
Full-blown cameraman tonight. Yeah, that's what I figured. Just have a chat about what's in front and go from there.
Hello everybody and welcome back to Octane Online Racing. We are live for the first time in a while and it is good to be back. We are in Saudi Arabia tonight for round 3 of our F1 Legend Series. We have our patented and perfected 50% format. We're ever so keen to see those 5 lights go out for both Tier 2 now and Tier 1 a little later on. But until then, I am very pleased to be welcoming into the commentary booth for the very first time, Jacob Weatherburn.
How are you, mate? It's nice to be here.
It is extremely good to have you on board. Your nous behind the wheel and your experience will bring a lot to this broadcast. So I am very pleased to hear your voice for the first time in the booth. And if you wouldn't mind, tell us a little bit about yourself. What do you do here in OOR and ACC? You got your relatives a little sneaky that someone might not know about. Who are you trying to curse tonight?
Well, yeah, my brother is in Split 1. He has won a race already. He did win the first race in Mexico last weekend. So I'm expecting big things from him tonight. So it'll be interesting to see how he goes against.
So that's Mitch is in Tier 1, is that correct?
Yes.
Anyone here in Tier 2 that you've got your eye on? I can see one name in particular that I think chat would be very excited to see on track. Is there anyone that you could spot here?
Mr. Mullick himself.
Neil Alexander. Ladies and gentlemen, the man, the myth, the legend is back.
I haven't seen how he's gone so far in the first couple of races. Has he been doing well?
He did a debut race last week, if I am not mistaken, and that was at Mexico. We had the Sprint Series format, so 2 25% races last week. As I said, we've got the full 50% happening tonight. I believe there was a slight collision, nothing serious, nothing sinister. He was displeased with his result, but I, for one, thought it was a great return. So he should be more than happy with how he went. I don't know about you, but I've got the shivers. I am so pumped to be back. Bringing all the action here to YouTube, man.
have been missing the streams while they've been away.
So we've got the regular ACC Sprint Series coming back Thursday night for YouTube land. We've got some new additions to the OOR stable. The new Porsche Cup 2 Spec Series and the BMW M2 Series on Wednesday night. You can catch those also here on YouTube. But until then, look, I'm going to be forthright. I'm going to be honest, YouTube chat. This is my debut as well, not for commentary, but for broadcast. So at the moment, we're watching Andre McLeod go around. But that's simply because I haven't changed any camera bloody settings yet. So I'd like to get the action onto Neil, but I simply don't have the power to do that yet. I'm still working out some buttons. So bear with me. If you will be patient, I will get us some...
We will get there.
We'll get some different camera angles happening, and I'll get rid of this spectator menu over here and get some different things happening for you.
Our banker time's coming through now. Some guys are starting to set their first laps.
How about that? Let's have some telemetry. Let's have some lap data. Yes. Oh, I tell you what. Jesse McLean out there doing laps on the medium tyre. So there's an alternate strat straight off the bat.
He's the only guy out there on the mediums too. He must know something that the other guys don't know.
So there's a couple of new names in here that our YouTube regulars may not recognise. A couple popping up from Tier 3 after some successful seasons last. Norfolk Hermer being the most prevalent of those, did very well. Obviously, long-time OOR favourites Robert Wenzel, Joe Williams, Frank Frankfurt, and of course Neil Alexander, amongst a few others. Raj is in there, Raj Sandhu. As I said, there's a couple of OOR regulars here as well. Tom Maloney is a dark horse I will be keeping my eyes on. Himself and Jesse McLean, new additions to the F1 series. Tom Maloney, very quick last week. We'll see how he goes here in Saudi Arabia. Do you know much about the track, Jacob?
I've only done F2 races on this track. I haven't had the pleasure of racing F1 around here just yet. But I've heard it's absolutely terrible for track limits, so we might be seeing some track limit penalties tonight.
Yep,
And hopefully these guys can stay off the walls because there's not a lot of runoff area at this track either.
That's it. Yeah, you've banged the nail on the head there with those 2 points. It is track limits penalties and keeping your wing intact. They are the ingredients for a successful race tonight, I am told. So there's some quick laps I should set up there, but
is if you hit the wall too hard, not only will you get damage, but you also get a track limit warning. So if you hit it too hard, you sort of get a 2 for 1.
Man, that's rough.
And you wouldn't be wanting too many of those.
Yeah, that's super rough. A bit like Bathurst in that way. But I mean, yeah, GT3 cars can handle those sorts of bumps, whereas these F1 cars, they get the slightest touch, and she's lack of downforce city. Very happy to see Jan Tully in chat. Hello. Captain Parallax, Gorilla Snapper, Craig Dale, all jumping in. God, I missed YouTube chat. Donnie's in here. Tasty T. Oh, it makes my heart sing to see all of you here. Thank you very much for joining us tonight. Oh, mate, I've been so looking forward to getting back amongst the broadcast and commentary and YouTube gig. It's just so much fun. And it is chat, I'm telling you, that makes it what it is.
Most of these guys have set their banking laps now, so let's see what some of them can do on this soft tyre. As Neil goes into second place there.
Oh, here we go. All right, I found some controls here. All right, I'll tell you what, Mull's up there in P2. Where's he? Is this him? That's not him, is it?
That's Mr.
Oh, that's him. There we go. Alfa Romeo. All right. Okay. Yep. Thank you. And look, I can even... Yeah, let's go on board with the great man. So I don't know if he's about to start a hot lap. No, this is not the final hairpin. Forgive me.
I think he's on a second flyer. He just finished his first lap. It looks like he's still on it here.
Oh, there's a little kiss on the wall. But I tell you what, very impressive time up there in P2, if you don't mind. And his Alfa Romeo teammate, Matt Thomas, also up there. So it's an Alfa Romeo lockout at the moment. So it's all 10 minutes to go, of course. A long way to go here in this first qualifying session. But good start from those fellas.
Only 3/10 between first place and fifth place here, so it's looking pretty spicy up the top.
It is a tight field here in Tier 2. Last week at Mexico, qualifying, I think it was 1.3 seconds from top to bottom, which is just incredible for such a large amount of drivers. Good to see the grid pretty much filled out here tonight with 19 on deck. As Momo goes quickest.
Gorilla in chat saying you...
Sorry, Jacob, to cut you off, but old mate Theodore Tham's been disqualified for sitting in the pit lane. What's happened there? What has happened there? Can I go to him? Is he... No, he's disqualified. I can't go to him, but he's obviously... I don't know if he's had a spin. And he's just parked himself across the pit lane, and Codemasters have said, no, you go. Just as Danny Wong comes into chat, Danny Wong has cursed him from chat. That's what's happened there. Go away, Danny. What have you done? What have you done? Hang your head in shame.
I wonder if he spun in pit lane and then grabbed reverse gear to get himself straight again. That's disqualified him for reversing in the pit lane.
Oh, that's a nice tidy line there from Diabols. He's looking good here, up here in P4 currently. It's a pretty tidy line through, as I said, the second sector. Coming up to a couple of cars doing their best to get out of his way. Nice little bit of etiquette there. So he'll head up into the final sector and see if he can improve.
Looks like he's on a pretty good lap. 2
Opens
tenths
up
up.
the DRS. It's a weird spot for DRS, if you ask me. I mean, I guess it's not really corners. They are, full throttle through there. But, I mean, a couple of cars chasing each other through there just seems to me like a dangerous spot to have a DRS zone. But I'm not a track designer, so I will hold my tongue there. He goes quickest!
Oh, he does. He goes straight to the top.
Bang! Eyeballs puts it on provisional pole. He'll be very happy with that. Nice work, Diabols.
The other beautiful thing about this track is the straights are not really that straight. You're always turning the wheel at some point, although you're flat on the throttle, and like you said, DRS is open. It's very rare that you're actually in a straight line around this track.
Yeah, other than that sort of, as you said, other than that home straight, you're right. It's just all whippity bendy. I tell you what we are missing is a full track map. How do we do that? Let's go and have a look for a track map, shall we? There it is. Hello. Full track map. That's what we want. So you can see it. There it is. There's hardly any straight to talk of between the last corner and the first corner. There is. And obviously the pit lane's pretty straight, but other than that, she's all bends. She's got the bends.
Make it very interesting. We're on a 28 flat. I wonder if we're going to see anyone dip into the 27s.
I'd put my house on it. There will be a couple of high 27s. There's a lot of 27s from these drivers in practice this week. And with 6 minutes to go, there's a couple of bankers in there. So, yeah, I'd put my house on it that there will be 27. How many there is and how low we can go, we'll certainly test the waters. Work around here and try and find someone on a lap. This man here absolutely loves a two-stop. And if it's a two-stop race, he's going for a three-stop.
He's going for a 3. That's exactly right.
Our man Raj. So I do hear it is a soft to medium here. It is a one-stop that will get you home, which is rare for a 50% track. I would have thought. I might be wrong there in saying it's rare. But anyway, it is, just a soft medium. So this man will try and do two stops for sure, without a doubt. Of course, that doesn't take into account safety cars, and there's always safety cars here in Tier 2, so we're looking forward to them as well. I've missed safety cars.
And at this track, I don't want to jinx them, but I'd say we're in with a high chance of more than one. There's our 27.9.
From this man on screen. I tell you what, he has showed up tonight. For the first stream back, the man is putting down times. Frank Frankfurt as well. Right behind him. Oh, we are resuming hostilities from seasons upon seasons ago here. With these two at the top. If you don't mind. So Neil, yes, the first to go into the 27s, but Frank replies instantly with a very, very low 28.
Big Impulse in chat seems very happy with that 27 by Neil.
Peter Thomas, he'll be doing bloody 24s if we're lucky to see that. He's the quickest man on the grid at the moment here in Tier 1.
I think I did see I think it was a low 26 from him in chat. Or it might have been a low 27. Either way, he was very quick.
Something insane like that, yeah. Goodness gracious. I remember the first time I got under a 30 here. I was like, yeah, I am speed. Old mate Peter's doing 20, yeah, as I said, 26. What are you doing, Pete? Let us know. What do you reckon is qualifying pole lap for Tier 1? If it's not you, if you want to be humble, that's fine. Let us know. What do you think? Give us your prediction. What is the Tier 1 pole time? If you would be so kind. And we'll take a little note of that. Oh, there's a little slap on the wall there from Franco. As he comes around, I think he's going to dive into the pits there, so no stress. It's not a lap for it. Mull also in the pits. We'll flick over to Diabol to...
Diabol's is on an outlap here, so...
He went quickest before, so he'll want to reply. Momo's just gone up there into P2.
Big Impulse saying he'll be starting on the mediums and he'll do a mid-27.
But he does think the pole lap could be a 26.9, so he is. He's being humble. Sort of saying he'll be doing his qualifying laps on the mediums, and he'll be happy with a mid-27, but he reckons pole could be a 26.9.
That is quick.
That's ridiculous.
That's a time that I'm definitely not able to achieve around this track.
So 2.5 minutes to go now. Those who are in the pits will want to get back out for one more lap. I do want to stay on board with Diabols, and we'll go on board for a lap around this circuit. Not a lot of people obviously would have done this circuit at all, so he's coming around the final hairpin now. And he gets on the gas nice and early there, opens up the DRS there. That's the last DRS zone on the track. So comes across the start-finish straight now. He'll come down into turn 1.
See what he's got.
Heavy on the brakes.
Just over a tenth off of pole position, so he doesn't have to improve too much.
So third and fourth gear through most of this first sector. Nice tight line through there. This next right hand is pretty tricky. You got to be really careful. Goes down a gear there to extra rotation, and that is invalid from Diabols. Although, actually, I'm not even sure because Jeddah and Codemasters, this track's got some weird track limits, so the track map hasn't gone red. He's definitely pulled out of the lap, that's for sure.
Yeah, it's definitely invalid. Either that or he's just buggered the lap.
Matt Thomas has gone past, and he is a 1.5 seconds down on his previous best, so unless he's coming past for a second flyer, this is not going to improve him. We'll see how much time's left and if he's got time for another lap.
He should have enough time to get round and start one more.
Yeah, 1.5 minutes to go. He's got plenty of time. Back into the pits. He's not going to set another one. He won't have time to get out there and complete his out lap. So that's enough for Matt. Q in the rack, 28.0 is very handy. He'll be happy enough with that.
You got Franco on his out lap as well.
I reckon Mull's on a fly here. So, not wanting to curse him, but he's made himself... Well, that looked invalid. He has made himself a target, though. As I said, he's up there in provisional pole at the moment, so... He will have the camera on if he keeps putting pace on like this.
And he's still on the lap, so he may have got away with that track limit.
Nah, the track map's gone red, so this is definitely invalid. Yep. He well and truly exceeded the limits there, and as I said, there's a couple of corners where I think it lets you get away with it, but they might have patched it out, because, yeah, that one's definitely invalid. So he'll be 27.9. Mike Dinaldi.
He just jumped in with another 27 there.
allowing some cars to go through. So he's done, but he's done with a 27.9, so that's provisionally P2. He'll be very happy with that. As you said before, Franco on his outlap, so this could be a hot lap here. That is the end of the session. So all cars on track, either finished. Oh, that was a car facing backwards back there. I don't know who that was. An AlphaTauri, I believe. So they won't be setting another lap. Anyway, Franco, nice and tidy through the first sector. Actually really enjoy this banked corner here. Nice one. Doesn't get it in tight there. I'm not sure whether that was intentional or not, but seemed to hold good pace through there, so nothing too shabby.
Coming up to the sector time here. We'll see how his lap's going.
So a foot flat on the gas, 8th gear, all the way through here. As you said, not necessarily straight, but she's flat. Down a couple of gears there.
He's down by a 10th, but he could possibly make that up through the third sector here.
Suma has gone into P3 while we are watching Franco here. Oh, Torterra! Andre McLeod goes quickest with a 27.8.
Right up there.
Pushes Neil down into P2. Frank's banked on his. He's had enough. That's P6 for him. Anyone else still on track? We got Raj is out there coming into the final corner now, it looks like. Let's see if he can improve from P10.
Open that DRS, get on the
straight to the
throttle.
pit lane. He's had enough as well. So that, I think, is just about it. Andre McLeod goes with a 27.8 onto pole. Very nice. But I tell you what, on his return, he's done very well this season, and to qualify P2 here at Jeddah. Very nice, Neil Alexander. Congratulations. Hats off to you. And Mike Denoldi and Robert Wenzel, also in the 27s, will be your front two rows. Momo, P5, Frank Frankfurt, P6. Diabols, Matt Thomas, Ahmad Jasmine, and Raj Sandhu round out your top 10.
Very close at the top. There's not a lot between them. Hopefully it looks like we might be in for a good race. Less than 2/10 separate first down to 6th.
Incredible.
7th, sorry. Less than 2/10.
Yep, you called it before. You said it was close, and that is as close as it gets. 2/10 to P8 and less than a second all the way down to P13. That is some cracking stuff. So a little while here until they
opportunities look like at this track. I don't know if there's a lot of them or a few of them, but I dare say a few of these guys will have a good crack.
Tell you what, there's some big names popping in the chat now. Jeremy's in here. Hello. Impulse has already said hello to you. Alex, I have missed you. Well, I'm looking forward to having you back in the booth, Alex. I have missed you so much. Where have you been? Get in my DMs. Maurice is here. Maurice, what bloody time is it wherever you are in the world? Over there in Europe somewhere, always travelling, doing your thing. Good to see you. Is that night? Is Jeddah at night? Goodness gracious.
It's not, or it's just late. Surely
Late,
it's not.
yeah. Apparently I haven't done my homework. I got excited. I thought it was clouds. I thought, it is very dark. That is ranklet. But it's not. It's just darkness. So the lights are on here in Jeddah. So
Impulse and Alex saying pens and damage will demolish these races. So there's your curse for the start here.
around about 2 minutes we'll have here while everyone makes their final changes, sets up their strategies, gets their tyres on. They've obviously known, well, they can see what the weather's going to be, so they may or may not know whether there's rain incoming, but they'll be chucking on the right tyres, making sure Jeff doesn't bone them. And then we will see 5 red lights. I'm getting shivers just thinking about it. Down into turn 1 they will go. I know no one prays and wishes for a safety car.
Do we
But
though?
do we?
Do we?
Ah, dear. We're savage creatures.
You'll be missed in Tier 1, Alex, tonight. Hope you're feeling better soon, mate.
Tell you what, he's not the only one with an illness, Alex. There's a couple floating around at the moment within OOR. So it's yeah, fingers crossed and best wishes to you, Alex, and everyone else who's a little bit down under the weather at the moment, whether with a cold or a flu or whatever else is going on. Dave Hassan, yes. Mike Denaldi P2, you're not wrong. If he's your man, get behind him. Alvia Milano, he wants him finished P1. There's a couple of Mike Denaldi supporters in the chat. Love that. Yep, all the best to him and to everyone else.
Let's get this race underway. I'm excited that there's racing back on. Can't wait to see this lap 1 around here.
100%. What are you in the Sprint Series, Porsche Cup? You in the BMWs? What are you doing this week? What are you getting ready for?
I've got the BMWs and the Sprint Series this week, so I'll be in both of them on Wednesday night and Thursday night.
Yeah, right. Busy boy.
Part of the reason why I stepped away from the F1 Series this time round was just too much going on, too much to focus on.
So just while we got 10 seconds here, you looking forward to the next game? You got 10 seconds to tell me what you think of 2022?
I am looking forward to it. Apparently it's going to be capable for VR, so that will be very exciting.
You're a VR enjoyer?
Only recently, only in the last couple of weeks have I sort of stepped into that realm.
Right, I would go out and buy VR just for that. But until then, 5 red lights. Oh, God, they've gone out very quickly. They're going to have to be sharp, and they are. It's a little bit of a squirrely start for Neil Alexander off the line. And he gets mugged by Robert Wenzel, but no, Neil takes it back. Sets his authority, stamps it down, says, get out, this is my corner. Andre McLeod had a really good start. Never in doubt there from Torterra, so he's bounded away. But it was Neil Alexander and Robert Wenzel who had a crack up into turn 1. Robert had a little sniff. Oh, we got yellows. Oh dear. What's going on back here? Oh, it's all sorts of chaos back there. What's happened? There's cars backwards. It's a VSC at the moment.
VSC, yeah.
It is a full safety car within 3 corners. Welcome back, Octane Online Racing. Let's go.
There is cars off everywhere back there.
What has happened back here?
2 McLarens are involved.
So
And an AlphaTauri, I think.
So there's at least 2 cars dead, gone. Joe's out. Jacob's out. Norfol's still rolling around on his mediums. Not sure what sort of damage he's carrying, but he's under a safety car, so he gets to repair that if he wants to for free, but he won't want to be honest, on those medium tyres. He'll want to extend those out. Ahmad, I think, was involved as well. Looks like he's got most of his front wing in place. Gerald's got no nose whatsoever. He's in all sorts of trouble. He's got a nose, but he's got no wing. That's a sad-looking Alpine. Oh, look at him. It's just
definitely not the way you want to go around this track.
Yes. Oh, dear. It's no good for
absolute chaos at the back of the grid there.
Gerald. Yeah, well, it's a tight couple of first corners, so it's just hard to sort out. So anyway, how many cars are going to dive into the pits here? Could be a lot of them. Torts stayed out. Neil stayed out. Robert Wenzel has stayed out. Mike Denaldi, so it looks like the top 10 mostly have stayed out.
So we got 5 cars in the pit lane by the looks of it.
Yeah, so Momo being one of those. And the other Alpine comes out on some fresh mediums. Guy Bowles also on mediums. And Jesse McLean going on to hard tyres now. That'll be the only one we see on hard tyres, if I'm not mistaken.
Is he going to play the ultimate strat and run it all the way to the end?
I think that'd be his goal, for sure. It wouldn't be the first time he's done that. So he's obviously got himself involved in the chaos and thought, you know what? Here's my opportunity to run the strat I usually go with. He does do this a lot. He doesn't mind the hard tyres. So we'll see how that pays off.
The hards will definitely go to the end. They won't be fast, but they will make it.
Tell you what, he will love seeing another safety car if he can get that. He'll froth at that opportunity. A late safety car will really sort him out. Be very happy with that. Anyway, this safety car continues as we wait for these drivers to catch up. But yeah, the top 10 all reasonably the same on their way through. Aston Martin safety car leading around Andre McLeod in his Aston Martin. So it's a nice little 1-2 there for them.
Tell you what, Mullock got awfully close to the back of Mr. McLeod there on the safety car. So they'll most likely do one more lap.
Oh, I didn't know what the safety car was doing. Then it sort of looked like it was going to go on the pit lane. It was just hovering in the middle of the... Anyway, you do you. Aston Martin safety car. Whatever you like. You do you.
Lovely Codemasters thing that. It almost looked like it was going to hit pit wall at one stage.
Spot on, Ultimate Local. We are all very happy to see Mull behind the wheel again for that exact reason, mate. He does a lot. He does so much work. I say it again and again, but he does so much work behind the scenes. And you just can't fathom how much effort goes into Octane Online Racing. He's bloody managed most of it himself. So to see him behind the wheel, able to take the hands off the reins a little bit and just enjoy himself. Spot on from you, mate. We're all very happy to see that. So, and to be happy being surrounded by friends, that's just what you want to see.
Down there, he's got himself a pen already. Not sure what that's for, whether it's for contact or surely he hasn't picked up a track limit penalty already.
Good point. Let's see if I can work that out. Penalty? No, it's a 5-second penalty. So that might be a collision under the safety car. Would be my first guess. But in saying that, collisions under the safety car usually hand out penalties to both drivers. So could have been
he
something
may
else.
have had a forced track cut to avoid that accident at the start, and it may have pinged him for cutting the track deliberately, maybe.
Yeah, not a bad shout. Absolutely. Through that sort of first section, there's a bit of space there to cut the chicane kind of thing. So good call from you. Sharp, astute. Safety car in this lap. Let's go. So we will resume.
Let's hope we get more than half a lap done.
Well, for goodness sake, I didn't get us around 3 corners, so I'm going to let you have a crack at this now. Take us away as we...
We're coming around the last corner. Mr. McLeod's got control of the field and away he goes. Look, he's got a bit of a jump there on Mullock. Heading down into turn 1. That AlphaTauri had a bit of a look there at turn 1. Looks like they're all through cleanly. And we're off. Looks like we're going to get through a few more corners this time around.
This is why you're on board, Jacob. You get them through cleanly.
I'm glad I'm not cursed just yet. Single file around here for the first half of this lap. Is anyone going to have a look down into this hairpin?
So is this an overtaking track? I'm not sure what sort of overtaking spots there are. We were talking before about the DRS chicken. Is that going to be a thing? Are they going to be trying to avoid giving each other DRS, and that's the main aim, is to avoid giving DRS for that, obviously, that home straight?
I would think turn 1's probably your biggest overtaking spot, or the hairpin there, or the last corner. I'd say they're probably your 3 big spots. The rest of the track, being as windy as it is probably just going to be single file. But if you can avoid giving anyone DRS down that home straight, I would strongly suggest you probably do so, because they will mug you down into turn 1.
So it might be one more lap before DRS comes in. And those gaps at the front, Neil hanging within that second to Andre, who's put in the fastest lap. Wenzel's dropped back. So, oh, there we go. We just watched him go and cut the track, and straight away Codemaster says, here's 3 seconds for you.
3 seconds.
So he is the first to come afoul of the stewards, and that's going to be a track cut as well. So Suma just struggling to keep it within the lines at the moment. But he's clearly got the pace up there in P3. But yeah, it's going to be a race of penalties, really. And if you can avoid the penalties, you will make up a lot of positions.
We've picked up 3 track cuts by lap 5. You could be in with a long night if you don't rein that in very quickly.
So Neil staying right with Andre here. As we said, Roberts is sort of hanging around that 1 second mark, and Mike also trying to keep up with Robert, but drifting a little bit back. He's got Franco for company. He's all over the back of him. Matt Thomas also a part of that group. And then everyone down to Gerald Chew within a second of each other, so that's going to be a gigantic train going on back there. Hamster! What? Mark Bushell, welcome to chat, you sexy man. Glad to see OOR streams up and running, and awesome to see the big guy having a drive. Spot on from you. Congratulations on your podium last night, by the way. So, very glad to have you on board. Oh, God, is there any moderators in chat? Because apparently if I do this, it stops the stream, so I better not do that. Rates, where are you? Get your moderator pants on. Smite that bot. All right, I believe DRS is
should
open.
be activated now. So hopefully we start to see some overtakes now. There will be a bit of a DRS train in the mid-pack there.
Neil's in range. Both him and Andre with enough battery to sort of start battling when they get that DRS.
He has fallen back a couple of tenths though this lap. Whether he's made a little mistake or not, he's nearly outside of that 1 second.
So where is...
Andre's probably using a lot of battery to try and break that 1 second to him.
Tell you what, he's conserving it more than Neil is. So Neil's obviously burning a bit to try and keep up with him. Where is the DRS trap? I think that's it there. Oh no, they've just been given DRS. So is it a 2-pronged DRS trap? Is it the 1 detection zone for the 2 sections?
I believe so. I believe there is just the 1 detection zone.
He's got DRS.
As so Herman gets himself a 3-second track penalty. Takes him up to 8 seconds already. That's going to hurt.
I'll tell you what, it is powerful. Look at him. Close that gap and just absolutely burn sooner behind. He dropped back to 2 seconds in the space of 1 straight. So that DRS really strong. Looking forward to seeing that go to work. Into lap 7 now. Alex letting us know that the recovery for the ERS is pretty strong. So obviously a lot of recovery means you can use that battery a little bit more. Andre, a little bit adventurous with the lines he was taking there, so he'll have a little warning for that one. But that's good to know. I don't like tracks where the battery, like Mexico last week, prime example of that. You use battery at Mexico and it is gone forever.
I'm not sure how it works. Someone in chat can probably correct me if I'm wrong. I think the recharge rate's based off heavy braking zones and your wings that you're running, I think. I don't know exactly how it works, but I think if you're running the lower wings, you recharge battery a little bit quicker. Andre's definitely pushing hard to stay in front of Malik here.
Tell you what, Mull's gone around the outside here. I don't know if this is a bit of DRS chicken. Is that what they were playing? Because Andre just basically let him through there. Unless that was a DRS overtake. There is a DRS zone back there.
It's a DRS zone there. Malik would have had DRS there, and I think he's got it now. No,
it is DRS chicken.
Getting back into turn 1.
I'll tell you what, this has invited Matt Thomas in as well. He's got past Suma. And he will be looking to close this gap now too. But I'll tell you what, this battle between these two, a bit of DRS chicken, a bit of back and forth. This is what we want to see.
Yeah, big impulse in chat there. The more wing you run, the more ERS you burn. So I'm not sure what we're running wing-wise around this track. I'd say to be fairly high to keep yourself stable through these fast left and rights.
So Matt Thomas has really joined this party now. He will be knocking on the door of the front two. Suma also still hanging around, and I'll tell you what, Frank Frankfurt's just quietly going about his business.
These next two DRS zones will be interesting. Mullock could be in to lose 2 positions here if these 2 cars get DRS behind him. They could both go sailing past him.
So who's going to have DRS around here? I reckon it'll be Andre. It is.
Mullock got a good run out of that final corner there. I think that's going to save him down into turn 1. Not going to get close enough to him.
Neil covers the inside line. So, who's that? Matt Thomas.
Oh, Thomas up the inside.
Whoa. Just comes out of nowhere. It says, I'll have P2. Thanks very much.
Alfa Romeo 1-2.
Love to see it. So now, is there a bit of team orders going to come into play now? Who gets to pit first? Who's going to add up old softs on the top 6? Jesse McLean, I tell you what, how about those hards? How's he going up there in P9? He's made a bunch of overtakes apparently on all the medium runners. Plonked himself in P9 and on the hard tyre.
Like I said, those tyres will run to the end, so he'll be hoping that once all these guys pit, that there is no more safety cars late on. Hopefully Mullock and Matt Thomas have spoken about team orders on who's going to pit first if they're running right next to each other.
Well, they will certainly be in the team speak together, so they'll be communicating. Whatever it is they've got planned, they'll be communicating it. So there'll be some team orders for sure, but what those team orders are will allow that to develop.
Thomas goes past him.
Oh, you called it last lap. Look at the exit those Alphas get out of the last corner. They've clearly got the setup down pat. They are chomping at the bit out of that last corner. So Andre dives in the pits. We've also got Fro behind him in the pits. That's a smooth stop from the Aston Martin team. Very nice. Timers on that. Slightly. I like commentating pit stops. Good stuff. Even though it's a computer program. Get over it. Okay. We'll do. Moving on. So
interesting to see what the undercut's like around here.
Well, yeah, we'll keep an eye on that now. That's obviously what Torterra's going for. And Franco as well, so we'll keep an eye on how those two fold out. These two Alfa Romeos will probably want to cover that this lap. But, I don't know, I don't know. So again, someone in chat, please let me know. I think the softs run until sort of lap 12, lap 13 maybe. So
if they're in TeamSpeak together, you'd be wanting to use DRS to sort of just hop yourselves every couple of laps and gain some time on the cars behind. They can use the DRS to their advantage, as the cars behind don't have it on anybody. Robert Wenzel's caught up a little bit, so he'll be in DRS zone as well.
The two Alphas just playing nicely. Now let's see. Do they dive at the pits here? Are they going to try and cover the undercut? I don't think they are.
Yeah. As the Ferrari jumps into the pit lane.
So they're going to try and extend these softs. Give each other a little DRS tow a couple of times, that's for sure. Conserve their batteries.
If they're battling too hard, they're going to lose a lot of time to these guys behind that have pit.
Yeah, no, I don't think they are. I reckon they're just playing nice. They're just giving each other a DRS tow every now and then. They're conserving their battery. You can see Neil's right back up to the 70s now with his battery. Grabbing DRS again here. And so, yeah, very interested to see how this plays out. So we'll jump back and we'll have a look at Franco. He's in no traffic, so he's pretty happy. I'll tell you what, he's jumped Torterra in the pits. Franco's either got him on track. I'm not sure this is him on the pits, but Franco's gained a position there. Smooth operating. Frank Frankfurt. Tell you what, Andre's not happy. He has a look up here and says, hey, give me that spot back.
I was one of these Alfa Romeos. I'd be pitting this lap. I don't know which one of them's going to pit first, but I'd be diving in and getting those mediums on now.
Yeah, definitely don't want to.
Chat's confirmed that the Alpha drivers are not in TeamSpeak together.
Oh,
So this could get spicy.
wow, that surprises me. Tell you what, Matt's burning his battery here.
Malik dives into pit lane. He's going to get those mediums on. Let's see where he comes out in relation to Andre.
Nice stop, very clean, very efficient. So here's Torterra. There's Franco. These two have been battling a little bit too, so they've slowed each other up. Has this ruined their undercut? I don't know what the pit lane's like here, but I reckon they might... Oh, guys, a Ferrari around there. Who's that? That might be Suma. He's facing backwards and being very patient, wait for all these cars to go. He's done a very nice rejoin there. Nice work.
They have lost a lot of time to Malik.
They have. Spot
Whether they've
on.
been battling each other or not, but they've probably lost about 3 seconds there.
The strat. There it is. You've seen it work. So, the overcut going well there for Mull. So, Matt will use that knowledge now. He'll dive into the pits probably this lap as well. Tell you what, I do just want to shine a spotlight on Jesse McLean. As you said, we discussed those hard tyres. Up here in P5 now. And still a lot of cars. In fact, every car in front of him still needs to pit, do they not? Other than potentially Momo on those 9-lap mediums. Momo did pit after the early incident. So he's the only one in front of him who's already pitted. So his Williams teammate in front of him, Tom Maloney, they definitely are in TeamSpeak. I guarantee you that. But yeah, Jesse did very nicely up here in P5. No penalties either. No donkey points for that man, so he'll be happy.
He's going to jump up to P3 as Theo and Thomas are in the pit lane.
But this man, Momo, currently P1 and having completed his pit stop. Now, can he stretch those mediums out? They are obviously 8 laps older than those of Franco, Mull, etc. So those guys will want to catch them up. Matt Thomas has completed his pit stop and he's come out in P5, just in front of Mull. So
having that 6-second gap out the front there for Momo, hopefully he can look after those tyres a little bit and he might be able to drag those mediums through to the end.
Oh, was that Jesse? Was it? Oh, I'm getting word from Tasty T in chat that Jesse's on a redemption drive because he's the one who caused the safety car. Oh.
There will be words if he gets a podium after this.
Well, it'll go to the stewards. Obviously, we've got the steward system. There'll be some reports put in, and the stewards will take a look at it, and he'll get a slapping from the stewards post-race. Doesn't work like ACC, where we have the live stewards, so that will have to wait until Tuesday night before those penalties come in. But if that's the case, wouldn't be the first time that Jesse's been on for a really good result, and some kind of penalty has let him down. Still a very good spot to be on track, but we'll see how that plays out. But yeah, Momo currently P1. Tom Maloney pitting now. He'll drop down the order a little bit. But it's Matt Thomas, Neil Alexander, and Frank Frankfurt, I reckon. Andre just dropping back through the field a little bit. But yeah, Matt Thomas on those brand spanking new mediums. He'll want to get past Jesse McLean pretty quickly. And then try and cut into that 12-second gap up to Momo.
How quickly can he get past Jesse though? If he can get past him very quickly, he's got enough laps to catch Momo, who will probably be looking after his mediums a little bit. Irma with another 3-second track penalty. I think that's his 3rd one so far tonight.
Let's go and have a look at those. What's going on with pens? There they are. 14 seconds. So awful. Yeah, so take away the 5 for whatever the hell that 5 was. We didn't know it. That's, yeah, 3 sets of 3. So he's done 9 track cuts. Yeah, it's a tricky track. Got to keep it in the lines. Here comes Matt Thomas on Jesse McLean. We'll get that done pretty comfortably. Medium tyres, tyre difference, DRS, the whole shebang. Done. Job done. So now, 12.5 seconds up the road is Momo. Can he get him? Let's have a look at the position change. He's made the most moves. So we've discussed Jesse McLean, obviously up 13, well, 12 positions now as Mull goes past him as well. And tell you what, Theodore Pham up there in P9, doing very nicely, having come from the very back of the grid. Obviously, he's hanging on to a couple of penalties as well. Fan favourite Mike Denoldi's dropped a couple. Oh!
Got a virtual safety car.
VSC, what's happened here? Hang on. Oh, I don't even know who to be. We got a couple of slow-moving cars here on track. So there's a Norfolk Hermer, I think, moving pretty slowly back there. He's coming out of the pits, so it wouldn't be him causing the VSC. It is only a VSC, so I don't think anyone's dead. There's certainly no further DNFs.
Well, looks like we're back under green.
Yeah, very short VSC, so no pit stops were had. No benefit for...
Momo's come out on top there. He's managed to extend his lead a little bit during that VSC.
Tell you what, Jesse would have got excited. He would have been crossing his fingers for a bloody safety car there. He would have dived in the pits and really capitalised. Especially with only 10 laps to go. A nice fresh set of softs would make it all the way. Everyone would be doing that, I reckon. But no dice. We carry on. 9 laps to go.
He can stay within DRS range of the two Alfa Romeos in front. He'll be able to just hang on to the back of them. Drag himself away from Franco in P5.
Andre just putting himself in the mirrors there of Franco. Franco closing that door. He was not wanted to sit. He says no. He'll have to find another way around. Andre with a couple of pens trying to hold off Diabol's behind him. Diabol's just looking to keep that 3-second gap.
Diabol's has been gaining lap after lap on this little group here of Franco and Andre in front. No penalties up top yet. Andre with the only track cut there.
Poor old Mike Denoldi. He's got fans in chat, but he's just not had a great race, unfortunately. Down 14 positions down at the back of the field of the current runners now. So just comes out of the pits on a nice fresh set of softs. He'll have to make those softs work if he's going to get any sort of result out of this. He'll try and cut through the field, maybe snaffle a top 10 if he's very lucky. He'd have to be quick. But yeah, not the first 17 laps he was hoping for.
Still plenty of time. Plenty of time left, especially if we get that late safety car. These Alfa Romeos are not making a great deal of time in on Momo at the top here. He's still 11.5 seconds clear. Probably not eating into that time as much as they would have hoped they would be.
See Raj Sandhu there's yet to complete his mandatory 2 stops. So just keep an eye on those penalties, I reckon, as they continue to stack up. 7, 8, 9 laps to go. 8 laps. Jesus, I'm terrible at counting down laps. I don't know why I do that.
Yeah, don't ask me to count, mate. You'll be better at it than I am.
Why is it so hard? Numbers are hard.
I just drive until the checkered flag comes out.
Yeah.
I don't know how many laps I've done. The top 5 have spread themselves out a bit here. No one's really getting DRS on anyone. Franco's still hanging onto the back of Andre there.
Well, I thought it was Andre trying to get past Franco before, was it not?
Yes, it was. He must have got past in the DRS zone, and we've missed that. Diabol just dropped well off the back of them.
Oh no, I shouldn't be typing in chat. I miss typing in chat. There you go. That's it. That's for you, Preach. Just for you. Stop. Okay, don't make me type in chat. I got to get my phone out if I'm going to type in chat. Tom Riley's in chat, ladies and gentlemen. Looking forward to having your guest tones in here at some point. Up in Bathurst at the moment. Enjoying the sights and scenes up there. Listening on his way back to Canberra. Oh, she's very jealous of everyone who went up to see Bathurst.
Speaking of Bathurst, did you watch much of the 12-hour today?
Well, that's what I'm saying. That's where everyone was. That's where Prich was for sure. So,
yeah.
Our regular F1 commentator, he's been up there enjoying the amount. It's very, very foggy this morning. Oh my goodness, couldn't see past your hand.
There was some very spicy racing there. The rain started to fall. The fog was there.
But no, I worked all day today. I didn't actually get to catch a whole lot of it, unfortunately. But no, I did watch qualifying yesterday. I just obviously enjoyed watching the differences between the GT3 cars and what I know the V8s do. Obviously, the GT3 is quite a lot quicker over the top. Able to hold a lot more speed, especially around McPhillamy. There's like a 30k difference around McPhillamy or something. It's just crazy.
AMG locked out the podium, though. I'm pretty sure they finished 1, 2, and 3.
What a lap from Chaz. Unreal, the sort of pace that man can generate when he needs to. He is incredible. I don't know about you, but I can't qualify for crap. My race pace is generally quicker than my qualifying laps, but that man is the opposite. He is cracking pace during qualifying.
Tell you what, big respect to those guys. I don't know how they jump from car to car and they're just as quick.
Yeah.
No matter what car they're in at a track like that, it's unbelievable.
Yeah, amazing. So yeah, Momo did pit lap 1. There was an accident in the second corner, I reckon. Safety car, literally turn 2. Momo was a part of that, so he dived into the pits and grabbed himself a nice set of new tyres, and here he is up the front. He's done his pit stop. He's leading the way. He's got Matt Thomas trying to close him down, but really he came out of the pits on, you know, well, I'll bring up those tyres and we'll have a look at the differences there. 11 laps is the difference between those tyres, and he really hasn't cut the gap, Jacob.
No, he hasn't. He's really only closed in about a second since he come out of pits, so I would have thought he would have closed in much more than that. He does still have a lot of battery, but if he's going to catch him, he definitely needs to get a move on in these next couple of laps. But without throwing a curse out there, I think Momo will be bringing it home.
Oh, that is a curse. Without trying to throw... That is the curseable. He's tried his best to curse him straight off the wall. What? Wow. Where is he? Let's go and have a look at him. Let's try and curse him. Great race, Momo. It's been incredible from you. I can't see you making any errors from here on in. It's been really, really good to watch you go about your business. And, I mean, even with that tyre difference, with only 5 laps to go, you've got it in the bag, Momo. Can't curse this man. Cold as ice.
How many curses do you want to throw out there in one sentence?
Cold as ice. So we're starting to see a couple more penalties.
Penalty.
Yeah. A couple more penalties starting to creep in now. Tell you what, I am actually impressed that that's his first 3 seconds. It's his first 3 donkey points. He usually gets a fair bloody handle as Jesse McLean. So, McLean. It's McLean. It's not McLean. He told me to get that right. McLean. That is the worst.
Momo's getting a punch now.
He's got it under control. Momo's cold as ice. You can't curse this man. Uncursable. So what else is going on? I'll tell you what, holding that podium position, and he's got a 3-second buffer behind him as well as a 3-second penalty buffer, so he'll be very happy up there in P3 if he can snaffle that one. Andre McLeod, he's got 3 seconds, so with only a couple of cars behind him, I reckon Franco's doing nicely there in P5. He might pick up P4. He's just following him along nicely. Tell you, got a flat battery though. He's used all that up.
Jesse can hang on there. He might be able to grab a P5 from those hards. That'd be an absolutely fantastic spot.
Yeah, on track P5, he'd be very happy with that. But again, we wait for the stewards' decisions on Tuesday, because if he's generally streaming his races, and John he's let know that he's caused that. So if that is the case, he's going to get a slapping, and he'll lose a handful of positions. But we wait until Tuesday. We are no stewards. We just call the action as we see it, and he's spot on track P5. He'd be very happy with that.
Might be a nervous couple of days if he has made a mistake there on that one.
Oh, yellow
Yellow
flag,
flag in
sector
sector
3. Looks like Brian Kavinsky. What's he doing back there? He's facing the wrong way. He's doing donuts. Tries to get it going again. No virtual safety car. Put your hat on. No safety car. Whoa, got a little excited when I saw the yellows. Woo.
With only 4 laps to go, I don't think the safety car comes out once you're inside 2 laps to the end of the race. So
It had to be now. Yeah, it had to be now. It would have been a...
If it does come out now, it'll only be out for 1 lap.
Yep.
I believe that's how the game works.
It's a perfect time for a safety car because you get that 1 or 2 lap sprint at the end. Everyone on bloody nice new soft tyres. You get overtakes everywhere, but no, not to be today. At least not from Brian's incident. As he ducks into the pits and says, well, stuff it. I'm already at the back, so I'll just enjoy my last 3 laps on my nice new softs. Thank you very much.
Final 3 laps. Momo still with over an 11-second lead. So he has managed to make those mediums run from lap 1, which is very, very impressive.
So there's 3 laps to go. Time flies when you're having fun. It is good to be back. Chat, YouTube land, Octane Online Racing, get amongst it. I'm so happy. I'm jittery sitting here. I'm so happy back talking to you fellas and all these friends on track, going around in circles, doing their thing. Respectful, clean, close racing. What else do you want? Perfect way to spend your Sunday night. And we've got Tier 1 to come. Are we not lucky?
We're in for a good night, I think. This race has been very, very good. Very clean since that incident on lap 1.
Oh, mate, that's what we get from Tier 2, for sure. Definitely the cleanest split we've got. Very respectful, full of quality drivers who've been here for a long time, know their way around the cars, around the track. I am looking forward to you trying to curse your brother. That's going to be fun.
Look, I really don't want to curse him, but I might be a little bit biased there in Tier 1, because obviously I will be rooting for him to get up there.
But that's the whole
He's
point of the
definitely-
curse. The more you want it.
He's much quicker than me in this game, but I do have him covered in ACC, thankfully.
He is coming, though. He's joined in the Endurance Series. He's put some laps into a couple of cars. He's coming for you. You're not wrong, though. There's definitely a difference in pace in those 2 games. I do enjoy...
Keeping our eye on Momo there, he's lost nearly 2 seconds, 1.5 seconds on that previous lap, so those mediums might be running out of some grip. I think it's too late for Thomas to be able to catch in, but I'd love to know what those tyres are on wear-wise, because they'd be getting very close to their limit, I think.
Can we see that? Do I get to... Can I...
I don't think we can see what they are tyre wear.
Nah. 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 No. 20 lap old mediums, you know they're cooking. You know they're screaming by now.
I think they'd be up around that 70% wear, which is, I think once it gets beyond 75, you start to head towards that puncher territory.
Poor old Suma, after such a promising qualifying. He started
2 laps to
P3 or
go.
something.
He's just crossed the start-finish line. 2 laps left. It'd be some very bad luck to lose 9.5 seconds in 2 laps, no matter how bad those tyres are.
Who was that getting a new purple lap? Was that Brian Kavinsky? He pinched the purple lap from P17?
He's thrown those softs on at the end and gone bang. The 29.8. The only car to do a sub 30, I believe.
And then grabs himself an extra penalty just for good luck.
Celebrating a little too hard.
Might have been pushing to beat his own lap. Tell you what, very impressed with both Alfa Romeos tonight. They'll be very happy with that. The constructors
Fantastic race.
getting a big boost from this 2-3. Frank Frankfurt also very impressive, very clean, very consistent as always, just quietly going about his business. Tell you what, he's still 25% battery as he comes through there. Just a little squeeze. Just a very experienced driver. Goes about his business beautifully, does Franco. Absolutely zero pens. Just looks in control. So he'll be very happy with what is probably going to be P4 once those pens are worked out. But it is the final lap. So we'll have a look at Momo as he comes around for the final time. Oh, those mediums are screaming. You can see him squiggling. He's dancing on them.
One lap. He's got to hang on for one more lap. I really didn't think those mediums would last from the first lap of the race.
Yeah, not quite the first lap. I don't know. Can you pit? Like, it says 22 laps.
So maybe lap 3.
Lap 2 or 3, definitely at the start. Yeah, but I mean, yeah, he's obviously driven well within their limits, and
there's obviously not a lot of speed difference in degradation here, considering Thomas and Mullock behind him are on 10-lap fresher tyres, but they haven't been able to make any inroads.
yeah, he's spot on. Right up until these last couple of laps anyway. Obviously, we've seen a couple of seconds being taken out in these very last few laps. But, yeah, no, as we said, we waited for them to close that 12-second gap as they came out of the pits, and it just never eventuated.
Coming around the final corner.
Get in there, Momo! He's got 40% battery left too. He's done it easy. Great work.
That is a beautiful drive.
P1. Great stuff, mate. Really, really quality drive from you. Took advantage of the safety car. Got in, got some freshies, went all the way to the end on him. Nice work. Matt Thomas, P2. And Neil Alexander, ladies and gentlemen, podium for you. Get around him. He'll be very, very happy with that.
On track. Franco's grabbed P4 on track. He's managed to pass him on the last lap there.
Oh, says, I'm not letting the stewards give it to me. I'll take that for myself. Thank you very much. Nice work, Franco, from you. P4. And P5 for Andre McLeod. Torterra after doing the fastest lap. Qualifying on pole. Jesse McLean came across in... Sorry. Jesse McLean came across in P6. Another one to go with an alternate strat. Made the hards come all the way. But we saw the mediums do it. So either or was a good option. Jusman, another one who went 22 laps on mediums. He came home in P7, but it is Momo. Excellent drive, P1. Jesse McLean, driver of the day, well deserved.
It's fantastic racing. That's got me pumped up for split 1 now. It's a fantastic race by all the guys.
Take a bow, Momo. No selfies up here, just a straight up bow. Great performance. The 2 Alfa Romeo boys up there as well. 2 and 3. Very good points haul for their constructors' dealings.
And it's great to see Mullock on the podium. Not only racing again, but he grabs himself a P3.
In the first broadcast back, what do you want, ladies and gentlemen? Are you not entertained? Get up there, Mul. Momo P1, Matt Thomas P2, Neil Alexander P3 with Frank Frankfurt P4. Love seeing those two up there in 3 and 4. Andre McLeod P5, Jesse McLean P6, Armin Jusman P7, Tom Maloney's Williams teammate up there in P8, Ben Curtis P9, and Raj Sandhu, a couple of regulars there too, P9, P10. Nice work. So a couple of penalties, as you said. The stewards will have a look at a few things that happened there, lap 1, and that'll shake out a few other positions. But until then, Jesse McLean is your driver of the day from P16 up to P6. That's a very good race. Did enjoy watching that one. As you said, the DRS train sort of stretched itself out a little bit there. But if, Tier 1 spices it up a little bit, they'll get their elbows out, that's for sure. Looking forward to seeing how they go about their business. We'll take a very short break. Go and collect ourselves a little bit. We'll see you soon.
plafond.
Decker's trying to gather up all of Tier 1 now and get them in early. So that as soon as they're ready to go. This will be 4 minutes. Right, little delay there between Tier 2 and Tier 1. Never having been to Jeddah before, we obviously had no idea how long the race was going to go, and with no safety cars and no penalties and such clean driving between the Tier 2 drivers, it just sort of meant there was a little bit of gap between Tier 2 and Tier 1, but the Tier 1 boys are ready to go, they're firing up. So we'll jump on in now and get this qualifying underway.
This is what we have been waiting for.
Oh yeah, Tier 1, always spicy. As I said, Tier 2, super clean, great respect between all the drivers. Not to say that there isn't respect between the Tier 1 drivers, but just a little more competitive. Not sure, they just get their elbows out a little bit more, and there's a bit more rubbing as racing type stuff. So, yeah, always very spicy for Tier 1. Now, hey, I got baited by the dark before, but it's not dark for qualify. Is that cloud? Am I seeing cloud?
That looks like cloud to me.
Looks pretty murky.
Going out on softs, so don't know whether the rain might come in later. We can only hope.
On board with one of two Weatherburns as we go through his outlap. Peter Thomas also very quick out the blocks. No one else seemingly that quick. There's a couple more piling out. Kyle Jackson on his way. I tell you what, there's plenty back in the pits.
We're keeping my eye on Ethan, my old teammate from last season there. I think he's in an Alpine this time round.
So what are you got any expectations here? I tell you what, there's plenty of new names that I don't recognise here. Just quietly. There's plenty that have come up from Tier 2. Mohammed Afan, looking forward to seeing how he goes. Very high up in the Tier 2 championship last season, so welcome to him. And obviously, Tom Malone. Where's Tom Malone? Oh, Tom Malone is missing tonight. That's disappointing. Was very much looking forward to watching him go around. He's another one who's been down with the sickness, so not making it tonight, which makes this a 19-strong grid. What about yourself? Anyone you're sort of looking for? Obviously, your brother Mitch Weatherburn, but anyone else?
Well, Mohammed Irfan coming up from Tier 2. That guy loves a comeback drive. There's quite a few races in Tier 2 last year where he got caught up in lap 1 incidents and still managed to claw himself back up into the top 5. So we'll be keeping an eye on him. Obviously my brother up there, but I'm a little bit biased in that sense. So I always do hope he does have a good race. And Kyle Jackson, he's always another quick one there in Tier 1.
So we were speaking to Impulse before in Tier 2 chat, and he was saying that he was going to do this. He's going to try and qualify on mediums, and reckons he'll land around the mid-27s. But he reckons the pole time is going to be 26.9, so we'll see who snaffles that on their soft tyre. But we'll stay on board with this man. He is going to be right up in the sticky end of the championship this season.
I'm putting it down. I think he still goes top 5 even though he qualifies on the mediums.
Yeah.
I think he still will be top 5.
You're not having any of my milk. I'm right with you. I would completely agree with that. I think he will too. Do we reckon the mediums take a little while to warm up for qualifying? Is this the hot lap? This is obviously his first hot lap. Will he go for another one here? Is he petroled up enough for like a second hot lap just to get those mediums nice and warm? Or is it... Or obviously that's going to burn out an extra lap for the race too, though. So what's the strat here?
I would be doing a double run personally. I think you'll find a lot of these guys, if they are going to do a double run, if they need to warm the tyres up, they won't use a lot of their battery on the first lap. But he does a low 27 there from my brother. 27.3 puts him straight at the top.
Straight into the 27s here in Tier 1, and Peter Thomas on the medium straight into the 27. But yeah, low 27 from Mitch first up. Very, very happy with that. Let's check out what tyres they're on. So yeah, mediums for Pete Thomas. He's the only one out there having a crack at that. So as you said, if he lands in the top 5, you'll be very pleased. We'll put him in good stead for the medium soft.
what we learnt from Tier 2 is the undercut is not very effective around here. A lot of those guys that went for the undercut lost out. So it'll be interesting to see if these Tier 1 boys were watching the last race and whether they take that into consideration or not.
This man, top of Tier 1 last season, battling out right up until the last race with Zachary James, the eventual champion. Dimitri Forrester goes quickest with a 27.2.
27.2 for your banker lap. I think we're going to see some 26s here. I think we might get below Peter's prediction of a 26.9. If these guys are doing low 27s as their banker, I'm calling a 26.7 or a 26.8. I think we're going to see for pole.
Yeah, all right. Look, Peter knows his stuff, so I'll stick with his. I'll go with him. I'll say 26.9 is going to be the pole time. I know we're down in the 27.2s already, and we got a long way to go. But these Tier 1 drivers, they're just so quick out of the box. So perhaps we don't see as much improvement between the banker and the hot lap that we saw in Tier 2. So I'll run with Peter. I'll say 26.9, but I'm not confident. Just based on those times we've seen already.
I think we will see Peter out there on a set of softs. Being down in P9 on the mediums, you only get one set of mediums for quali. So I don't think he'll want to start that far down the grid. I would expect him to go out on a set of softs, and I think you'll see him jump right up there.
I mean, we discussed tyre degradation in race 1. Is it possible that he goes out on those mediums for one more crack at it, knowing that tyre degradation's not, there's not a lot of it? So maybe he thinks he can go for one extra lap and then stretch out the softs for an extra lap or something. He's going out again.
He's on his out lap. He's on that same set of mediums, so he obviously believes that they've still got tyre life in them.
So he's going to have one more crack at trying to make these mediums his qualifying tyre. So we'll jump on board with him when he gets around there. But for now, we'll try and find a hot lap. Kyle Jack's going pretty slowly. It's not going to be him. Grid Jokes is out there. Another Tier 2 driver who's come up and plonked himself in the top 10 immediately. He's doing very nicely. Grid Jokes. Danny Wong.
Hey, what? Track limits don't exist in quali. I can see a few of these guys cutting chicanes all over the place on their out laps. Obviously trying to get round as quick as they can to get as many flying laps in as possible.
Yeah, well, you get in trouble for that in my book. It's okay to cut chicanes if you're getting out of the way for a hot lap driver, but if you're doing it to save yourself time, I'm not sure that's against the code. Well, anyway, I'll leave that to the stewards.
YouTube chat's thrown in there that's a big no-no.
Yeah. Now I'm going to go around and see if I can find the ones cut my track. Ooh, cheeky buggies. Let's see if we can find some good boys. Nah, I won't do that to him.
We don't want to
new names. Here's one that I don't recognise. Old Donny Sadewa. Forgive me if I butcher some of these. A couple of these are new to me, and I'm great at butchering names, so I'm going to have a crack at butchering a couple more. Why not? Brian Nando. It's Nando. Nando Loris.
We'll just call him Nando.
I'm calling him Nando, that's for sure. Great name. It's definitely not Brian Nando. It'd be Brian Nando, wouldn't it? Jesus, goodness me. Right, he's definitely Nando.
Yeah, there's a few names in here, like yourself, that I don't recognise from last season, so it's good to see some new faces up here in Tier 1.
Oh, 100%. We absolutely love fresh meat. Fresh curses coming your way. Raffley Fidelia. Jared Ellis? Who's that? Never heard of him before. No, I'm just kidding. Love you, Jared. Always jumps in the chat. Always active in the Discord. Looking forward to seeing how he goes about his business tonight in the Red Bull as he starts his out lap. Now, where is Peter Thomas? How's he going on that medium lap? He's not pushing here, unless this is the Codemasters rev bug. He's certainly foot to the floor, so I wonder if... No, he's red. Track map's red. So this is not it. So I reckon you're right. Check him.
I think he's going to have to put a set of softs on. He might have one more crack on the mediums, one more lap. He has only done 2 laps on them. But if he invalidates another one, I can tell you now he's not going to want to start down there in P13. So I think he's going to have no choice but to put the soft tyre on. With 8 minutes to go, he's still got plenty of time. But he is coming into the pits now, so we will see if he's going to slap a set of softs on. Obviously, invalidating those flying laps hurts when you've only got one set of medium tyres to qualify on.
Yeah, 100%. No value out of them and only tyre life. So, not quite what he was after tonight in terms of qualifying strategy. But now, I am very interested to see how he goes on the softs. What sort of pace, what sort of time can he crack out of a set of softs? He reckoned 26.9 was going to be pole. Will it be him who does that 26.9 or something better?
Bit of a train of cars coming around here on their outlaps. Getting onto their second flyers. Each of these guys at the front will probably do 3 separate runs on a set of softs. You do get 3 sets of soft tyres, so I would expect them to do 3 separate runs.
Nice tidy first sector here from Jared. Really getting up close to those walls. Perfect little downshift there. That's all very valid. So, let's see how tight a line he takes through. There's different lines through here, I'm telling you. There's a couple that take a really tight line and get right up on that curb. There's a couple that don't mind using the banking on the outside. Jared sort of started on the outside and then tucked it in and got a really nice exit. So there's definitely different lines through that. Oh, there's another new name, Zekai Chu. Zekai Chu? Look, that's what I'm rolling with. 26.8. Wow-wee. Hey, you called 26.8. That's your time.
Ooh. In the Ferrari too.
So that is a provisional pole. Hello. So Dimitri Forrester, Nando, Mitch Weatherburn, Jeremy Washington. A bit of work through now. But we'll watch Jared as he comes around the final corner here. It's been a pretty tidy lap. There's been nothing to speak of in terms of squiggles and squirrels. So this would be pretty handy. P7, that's very nice. 27.4. Tell you what, there's a couple of times there in the 27.4, very tight at the top. Other than Zekai up there in the 26.8, you've got the 27.2. There were 27 under, well, it's 27.4 down to Daniel Lambert, so very close again
tense.
here.
2 and a bit tense all the way down to 8th place as we see Peter Thomas is coming out on that set of softs. He's on his outlap. So he is not happy down there in P14.
Nathan Monks comes across the line. Looks like he's about to start a lap too.
As we see Dimitri Forrester go into a 26.9. Doesn't improve from second place, but he's gone that sub 27.
Another one in the 26s, yeah. Nathan's Haas teammate Peter Thomas on the soft tyres.
He's half a second up in the first sector on his time.
It looked to be a purple first sector too. I know that there's a purple sector bug, but I thought that was only for the second sector. So the track map said that he had a purple. That's invalid.
Oh, that's done. Have to back out of that and have another crack.
Oh my goodness. So Pete just not quite having the qualifying he needs here. He's got 4 minutes to go. He can get into the pits.
He's going to be cutting it fine to get a good flyer in on the softs here.
Pressure's on now, yeah. 100%.
Especially with the traffic. He's got a few cars around him. He's sort of letting them past. But by the time he does another flyer, he's probably only going to have 2 minutes left.
That's invalid from Dimitri. Daniel Lambert. Looking pretty tidy here. He's valid. He's up there in P5 of the 27.3. Let's see what sort of improvement he can manage. Nope. That's not a lap. So into the
out of
pits
it.
he comes. 4 minutes to go. Everyone in the pits now in that top 10. They're just waiting for maximum track evolution to occur before they come out for their final runs.
I think Peter's on a lap at the moment, so is Nathan, I think.
Tell you what else I've noticed. Where's that bloody cloud on? It was dank and dark before, and now it looks like it's cleared up. So I'm a little bit disappointed with that. But hey, maybe it's going to come back for the race. There's still time. Where's Bender? Someone get Bender in here, get a bloody rain dance going.
This is where he invalidated on the previous lap through here. Much cleaner through here this time.
Great call from you, Diabols. Tier 2 pole was 27.8. And here we are in Tier 1 with 26.8. That's just insane pace. Absolutely spot on from you, Diabols. Great call. Hey, great race from you too, by the way. I hear a little birdie told me that you and Raj Sandhu finished 9 and 10 with the exact same time. Was it a dead heat or something? You crossed the line at the exact same time. Please confirm. As we watch Pete Thomas come around the final corner here. Let's see what he can do. This is a valid lap. So let's see where this plonks him, because unless he goes for a second flyer, this will be it.
26.7. Straight for the top.
That's disgusting, Peter Thomas. Wow.
He lied to us with his 26.9 prediction. He was bluffing.
He was bluffing. That's it. Off
He
come
didn't
the
want to give it away.
sandbags. Hello, Franco. Great race from you, mate. Clean as a whistle. Hope you watch that one back, because that was extremely good performance from you. And Mel, P3 and 4. Love that from you two up there in P3 and 4 together. That's just gorgeous. Love that. Pete Thomas, 26.7. That's crazy. Get out of here. That'll do him. He's not running a second hot lap here. These will be the tyres he starts on, and he will probably start from well inside the top 3. But there's still time. Zekai Chu in the pit. Dimitri Forrester on his out lap.
On their out lap now for their final run. They're all only going to get one crack at this.
My man Nando on an out lap too. Let's see how he goes. Yeah, I'm adopting him. I love that. Nando. I'm definitely wrong. I hope he's okay with that. Lando Norris is my favourite driver. So if he allows me to call him Nando for the rest of the season, I'm his biggest fan. Let's go, Nando. Zekai, he's still sitting in the pits. So I don't know if he's put the Q in the rack, but he's running out of time if he wants to get another lap in. So, a couple of cars here in the final corner, just giving themselves a bit of space. Dimitri Forrester, one of those. Here we go. Let's see what last year's Tier 1 runner-up can pull out here with a minute to go in qualifying. He's got Pierre Thomas in the pits. He's got Zekai Chu in the pits. So the two above him, they're not going anywhere. He knows the time he's got to beat. He's got to find 2/10. Let's see how he goes. He is wringing the neck out of that car through the first sector. Interesting that he doesn't go to 7th there. We see a lot of... Well, I've seen every driver so far go to 7th and then downshift to 6th. He just keeps that on the banging on the limiter. He's a little under a 10th up in the first sector. Mitch Weatherburn has gone up to P2 while we're watching Dimitri Forrester go around here with a 26.8.
Doesn't need to improve by too much here, Dimitri. Less than 2/10 will nab him pole if he can get there.
Just under a 10th up on his PB. So he's going to find another 10th. Oh, that was all over the curb there. He's using every inch of the track is Dimitri. He's got a 10th in the bag. Can he find another 10th?
He's got to get a good exit out of this last corner here. Interesting,
nice little short shift. Yeah, you got a short shift happening.
He doesn't drop down to 3rd for that last corner.
He does it!
Oh.
Dimitri goes bang and puts it P1. Hello. 26.725, nearly into the 26.6s. That's an incredible pace from Dimitri Forrester, last year's Tier 1 runner-up. Very nice work. So Mitch Weatherburn, I don't think is flying. That's cracking, isn't it?
Mitch is definitely out of it there, I'd say.
He's not pushing, yep. So I don't know if there's anyone else on track. We'll have a look at Jarrett. He's crawling around slowly. Everyone else has got the checkered flag. So that, my friends, is your grid. Dimitri Forrester, P1. That's a cracking lap, 26.725. Pete Thomas, after some initial struggles on the mediums, put on a set of softs and didn't get the first one down. But then I tell you what, as he said in chat, he's jumped in and he said he got the nerves happening and it's just gone 26.7. He was the first one to put it into the 26.7s. So he'll be very happy with the front row start, I'm sure. Mitch Weatherburn and Zikai Chu, 3 and 4 on the second row. Hong Yi Wang, always dangerous. We saw how deadly he was in Tier 1 last season, pinching a couple of race victories. So he'll be very happy with P5. My man Nando there in P6. Jeddah is in P7. Daniel Lambert, P8. Donny? I don't know. I might ask him. I'm going to go with Donny for now. Because it's more Ocker, and I'm an Ocker, and I'm an Aussie bastard, whatever. Sue me. Donny's in P8. I think it was Kyle Jackson in P9. But it is this man, Dimitri Forrester. In P1 with the 26.7. Yeah.
26.7 is very quick. Less than a tenth between the top three. So again, just like Tier 2, very, very close at the top.
A second is the gap down to P12, if you don't mind. Deckers, I know you're watching. I can't scroll down. So that's a thing. I knew I tried. I know you want me to scroll down and tell you who finished 15, 16, 17, 18, and 19, but I can't do it. So it's Ethan Small in P14 and everyone behind him. Jared, that's a great lap, mate. That's excellent work from you. It's Tier 1 is absolutely stacked. It is an incredibly fast tier, dude. And you are well and truly ensconced in the middle of the pack there. So, great effort from you. All right,
Jared,
let's go.
First guy with first choice of tyres. Does he swap to the mediums after seeing Tier 2 and how long they can run with not much drop-off in pace? Will any of the guys choose to start on mediums outside the 10?
Yep, they all got the benefit of watching Tier 2 and they saw how far those mediums can stretch. Always the benefit. A couple of dangerous looking clouds up there. Still no rain. It's definitely not raining. But yeah, some dangerous looking weather up above.
It's a shame it's not like ACC. Doesn't give us a weather prediction, unfortunately.
Whoa, that's a really quick start. I don't know. Someone might have accidentally read it up. Oh dear. That's not... Yeah, I reckon just quietly, here's my prediction. That's going to be a grid reset. That's going to be a 5-place grid penalty for whoever did that. That's not enough time to set up strategies and tyres and things. So unfortunately, I think that'll be a lobby restart. So we'll get to watch a bit of fun here, though. This is always fun when they get on the grid after this because they know they're all in Discord. They're, all right, guys, we're going to have to restart this, unfortunately. So go out there and kill yourselves. Jacob, take us away. What's going on here?
Well, lights out and away we go. Does it look like we're going to have a lobby restart? These guys look like they're
there we are.
Oh, yep. Forrester there around turn 1. He's kept the lead.
Yep. Mitch Weatherburn, P2, lock it in. That's your podium. Hong Yi, what a great race from Hong Yi. Up 2 positions, finished on the podium. That's it, put it in the book. See you all next week. It is now a qualifying ban. Yeah, you're spot on. Absolutely. Yeah, it's not a 5-place grid penalty. My apologies. It is now a qualifying ban for the next race. So whoever readied up, that's against the rules, and next week they will not be able to qualify, and they will start from the back of the grid. Well, I just watched some Discovery Channel type stuff happening there.
All these F1 cars are mounting each other at the moment. Very weird to see. They're obviously all leaving the server now to restart. We'll have to get
some of them are leaving the server, but some of them are still having a bit of fun.
Yeah. Nice to see all these 5-second penalties coming through.
For severe collisions, yeah. Poor old Hong Yi got a severe collision penalty there. He's the one in the middle of the track getting molested. Here comes the safety car. Just creamed straight through a couple of cars.
Straight through everybody.
Yeah, good safety carring. That's good.
These guys will be pretty quick with the server restart.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, not the first time this has happened, so they'll be pretty efficient as the AI will line up The Aston Martin safety car still trying to find its way through. Lines up behind the AI. I don't know if I've ever seen that before. Just cruising around behind the cars. Shouldn't it be waiting at like turn 1 for everyone to come and catch it?
Normally it would, but because everyone may have left the server, the safety car might just think that there's no one on track, so it's just driving around.
There's no humans here, so let's all race each other. Can I race with you guys? The AI have gone nuts. That's funny. All right. So I guess I have to leave this now. I was wondering how long until I've got control of this. Yeah.
They are in Discord chat. They are setting up the new grid now.
Roger that. All right. Well, let's go find them then. So I know we had a bit of a break between Tier 2 and Tier 1, but it won't be anywhere near as long as that. What we'll do is we'll have a short hiatus. Go and grab yourselves a drink. The grid is set. We're ready to go for Tier 1. We'll return in probably 2 minutes, I would suggest. And until then, have yourselves a drink.
Make the booty bounce on the dance floor. Make the booty bounce on the dance floor.
We're back.
Let's hope they can get it right this time.
Qualifying's done. It's in the books. The weather is set. We're not going to get any rain now, that's for sure. Someone will have said, oh, it was partially dry. Even if it was rain, someone's lying. We've lost our rain. That's okay.
Always set it to dry when you do a server restart.
Tell you what they've got as a benefit now is nice, fresh, new tyres. The top 10 will have to start on softs. They don't get to choose. They will have to start on those softs, but they are brand new soft. So a nice little benefit to those top 10 drivers, that's for sure. Whereas everyone outside the top 10 gets a little bit boned by that. They obviously still get their free selection of tyres. They can start on hards or mediums or softs or whatever they want, but they generally have a lap or two tyre advantage over the top 10, which is null and void now. So the top 10 rejoicing a little bit there with that one.
You'll probably see them run these softs to lap 11 or 12 now, I'd say. They were typically lap 9 was sort of the cutover point once you'd qualified on them. So you'll probably find these guys will stretch them out a little bit.
Here we go then. It would have been the call ready up. As the clock ticks to 8 o'clock, just about perfect. Tell you what, that's when a real F1 race starts, isn't it? Oh, bang on the hour. Oh, couldn't have gone better. All part of the plan. But no formation lap here. No qualifying. We are ready to go. Safety car non-existent. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 red lights. I've actually always questioned that because we've actually got 10 red lights, and now they're all gone, so we're away. Dimitri Forrester, pretty good start. Peter Thomas also off the line quickly, but Peter's down the inside. He's going to battle him here. He's going to want this position, and Dimitri's going to have to give it up, I reckon. Peter Thomas off the line. Yes, sir. Thank you very much. Goes up in a P1. Dimitri will have to settle for P2. Hong Yi Wang doing very nicely as well, up in a P3.
Mitch is hanging on around the outside, but he has given up the position now. You have a yellow flag back there. There's a
yellow flag back there.
There's a McLaren in the fence.
No safety car though, so they will carry on.
Fantastic start from Peter Thomas. Managed to jump Dimitri off the line there into turn 1.
And Dimitri was slouched. It's not like he got a bad start. But Peter just sent it down the inside. He was long sides. He was well entitled to the corner, and he compromised his line, and he made it stick. Good on him. So what's going on back here in the field? Poor old Brian Tan's the one who's lagging out the back, so he's had a bit of a spin. It looks like he's got all his wing intact. All his parts and his pieces.
He has spun. He's done very well to keep it off the wall around here.
And Jared Ellis might have been involved with that too, because he's gone down 7 spots, so he finds himself at the back of the field. He also looks like he's got all his wings and whatnot in place, so they'll carry on. Let's see what Jared does here. Does he dive in the pits? He does. On the medium tyres too. That's unfortunate.
Yeah, there must be some front wing damage there.
Yeah, they've got the wing out.
He's going to chuck the hards on.
Yeah.
He's going to try and run those hards to the end.
Well, he saw Jesse McLean do it, so it's not like it's a terrible strat. Brian Tan didn't pit. He carried on, so no damage for him, but back up the front, Peter Thomas, Dimitri Forrester, Hong Yi Wang. Hong Yi doing nicely, jumping up to P3. He got one off Mitch Weatherburn, who's had to be happy with P4 for now.
Peter there's pulled out half a second on Forrester already. Not even at the end of the second lap yet.
Jacob, this is my favourite livery.
The AlphaTauri.
Yep, 100%. And Pierre Gasly's one of my favourite drivers. He's definitely the most handsome driver on the grid, so I like taking his seat. And it's a great livery. That's it.
I love looking at the height difference between the AlphaTauri drivers. Thankfully, they don't need to share a car in like an endurance race format, because there would be some cushions going into that car.
Peter Thomas banging in a couple of purples in a row now as he starts to warm up.
130 flat already, second lap of the race.
Zikai Chu having to make a couple of spots back after being demoted down to P9. So gets a nice little move there done on Jeremy into turn 1.
DRS should be activated this lap too, I believe. So Peter Thomas has already broken that second out front.
He has. So Dimitri got DRS there. He managed to hold on to him through that first detection zone. But can he keep it within a second now that Peter Thomas has got that gap? I'll tell you what, he's using all his battery. Look, he's down to 40% here already. He's trying his best. But Peter's just cleaner. Although, as we say that, Dimitri grabs 3 or 4 tenths.
Peter's using all his battery as well. He's down to 30%. So he's really trying to break that DRS.
Mitch with DRS here. What's he going to get undone on Hong Yi? I reckon he will. Up into the final corner.
Outside. Got it done before the apex. Now we'll have to
Hong
defend
Yi
against that DRS.
Does he come back at him? Yeah, with the DRS now wide open. I'll tell you what, Zikai Chu 3 tenths quicker than Peter Thomas on that lap, if you don't mind. So he clearly has pace in that Ferrari.
That was Diabol's favourite car last season. He absolutely loves the Ferrari.
He does love the Ferrari, doesn't he? I've heard all about his love for the Ferrari.
I heard he was disappointed he didn't get it this season.
Nearly as much as he loves the Haas, which he was in last season.
Hong Yi picks up an early track limit penalty there. We're only on lap 4.
What is this slander? Yeah, that is pretty early for a cheeky 3 for Hong Yi. Brian Tan's done all right to move himself up 2 positions. He's gained a couple back. Now he's going to chase down.
Yep, Diabol said, never mind, it died.
Yes, quiet. Welcome back, hopefully. Let me know if we are back. Chat, Diabols, let me know if we're back, please. Had a little crash of Streamlabs there, which is a little disappointing, but we'll hopefully be back online now. Hey, welcome back.
Damn, we're back.
Apologies, friends. Alright, what have we missed while we're away? Oh, I'll tell you what we're watching here is Mitch Weatherburn have a crack at Dimitri Forrester. Dimitri covers the outside line, but Mitch is right up underneath the wings of these two now. Dimitri, we watched him drop to a second behind Peter Thomas, but Dimitri's going to have a go around the outside with the DRS, and Mitch is going to come down the inside. Peter gets mugged! Oh, is Mitch going to go hard here and try and get 2 out of it?
He's got DRS. Peter Thomas is going to lose out big here down the straight. From first to third in one straight's not ideal.
That's
Mitch
excellent
tries
racing
to hang
there
around the outside there.
from the Tier 1 fellas. We are under VSC, by the way. So something has happened at the back. We've got 4 drivers in the pits. Mohammed Afan being one of those. He's changing a wing, so he was involved. Brian Tan also in the pits. Please tell me, Lord, that he hasn't had another bloody pit stop. He has. He's gone from bad to worse. Jared Ellis still out the track, but he's well behind. So I don't know if he was involved, but he's fallen off the back of everyone else. Nick Randell also in the pits. He was involved, so he's coming out now. Still under VSC, so not a full safety car. Not going to benefit those at the front as they hold their deltas. Tell you what, they're going pretty quick under virtual safety car, if I'm not mistaken. I know there's a delta to maintain, so... Am I wrong in saying that Dimitri's going pretty bloody quick here under VSC? No, okay, right, he's holding 6th.
Well, he's out of the throttle at some points.
Yeah, just look quick. Ah, speaking of fast under the bloody VSC, Jared Ellis grabs a drive-through penalty for speeding under virtual safety car. Goodness me, Jared. Unlucky, mate. He'll have to have a little cruise through the pits and give his pit crew a wave. Mitch Weatherburn goes bang. DRS coming straight back open. And Peter Thomas also getting him. So Dimitri losing out 2 positions. These front 3 swapping positions over and over. And Hong Yi has also joined in here.
Makes it very interesting in these DRS zones. If you're in front, you seem to be losing out pretty big down the main straight.
Yeah, Peter called it, didn't he, in Tier 2 chat? He did say DRS super strong. Got another yellow flag back there in Tier 2, but it very quickly goes back to green, so just a little flick of the switch there. Tell you what, we were watching Zekai Chu before. He's going to catch up to this group pretty quickly too now, and
your man Nando there in P6 is hanging on.
Let's go, Nando. He is. He's around the mark. And then a bit of a gap back to Daniel Lambert, who has used up a significant amount of his battery trying to pull a gap on Kyle Jackson. Which he's done. He's 1.2 seconds clear of him.
We were told recharge around here is pretty good though, so it probably doesn't hurt too much to drain the battery. If he can break that DRS.
Jez has got DRS. Tell you what, that's a very shallow line into the final corner. Didn't use all the track there at all, Jezza. Don't know if that's a straddle, what he's up to, but he's got Donny coming up behind him, and he says, thank you, mother, for the rabbits, and he gets done by Danny Wong as well, so that's another 2-person pass on the DRS straight. Jeremy getting absolutely mugged down there. But back to the front we go.
It's got a nice little 4-way battle at the front here. These guys will just be trading positions through the DRS zones.
My man Nando grabs himself a pen. He's another one to join the penalty.com group. Oh, mug.com group. Couple of 3 seconds so far, so nothing too serious. There's another one for Ethan Small. He's the first one to grab multiples. He's up to 6 seconds now.
Got Mitch is working hard to break that DRS off Forrester, and he's nearly got it. He's nearly that second behind. But he's losing a bit of time to Peter Thomas as well.
Alright, let's see what happens under DRS here. We've watched a lot of moves come and go. Well, we're not going to see one from Hong Yi. He dives into the pits. Mitch Weatherburn gets one done on Mr. Peter Thomas. These guys swapping positions over and over and over.
Fantastic racing.
Yeah, it really is. Yeah, it's quality.
Hong Yi's going for that undercut. We saw it didn't work too well in Tier 2. It'll be interesting to see how it works here.
See, Kai just kind of falling off the back of this front group a little bit. I thought he did a couple of purple laps in a row and he was 3 seconds quicker than Peter at one point, so I thought he was going to catch up and have a little go at these guys, but he's just sort of dropped off there a little bit. I think that's Jared Ellis out the back there. Yeah, he's the reason for that yellow flag, so not the race he was hoping for, unfortunately. Looks like he's got all his front wing in place at the moment, but he is well down the field. Mitch Weatherburn currently leading that field, but as you said, this battle between the top three, as close as it gets.
Who's going to be the first one to blink to cover off Hong Yi here? Surely they'll be pitting in the next couple of laps, but with the way they're driving with each other, I'm not sure any of them will want to give that up.
So we've got all sorts of juicy DRS overtakes happen so far. Oh, here we go. 1, 2. Oh, Pete stays out. All right. So he was going to pit there, I reckon, but he made that last-minute decision. And he stayed out. So let's see what happens here. He's got Dimitri's closed the gap. Zekai Chu stayed out as well. Mitch Weatherburn's the one who dived into the pits. He goes from mediums to mediums.
Was he on the mediums? He was. The game has put him on the same compound.
Oh, dear.
So he is going to have to pit again if that is the case.
But,
So rip.
but, the top 10 all started on softs, did they not?
I believe they should have, yes.
Yeah, the top 10 would have all started on softs. So, how did he get on those mediums? Maybe that was a visual glitch. I definitely saw medium tyres being pulled off by the pit crew. But that man has done one stop, and he should have started on softs. Therefore, play on. Let's just assume that maybe that was a visual glitch, and he's under no obligation to stop again. And he's all good. Let's just hope that's the case. I've got my fingers crossed for him anyway. Because, yeah, if he's gone from mediums to mediums, that's not ideal. What's happened to Jeddah? Oh, dear. That's a very sick-looking Aston Martin.
Unfortunately, there's going to be some repairs needing done there.
Yep, he's going to get swallowed up by a bunch of drivers here. Hopefully, gives way. He's got Danny behind him. Oh, you can see he's really struggling to reel the car in there.
This is not the track you want to be on with no front wing.
So, here we go. All right, the front three, they've pitted. Peter goes from soft to mediums. Dimitri also in the pits. Zekai Chu continues to cruise around out the front here on his soft, so he's going to try and stretch them out a little bit. And it was the overcut that got the job done for Neil in the first race. And Franco as well, so see how that goes. But Mitch, having done the stop, now leads us away. Looks like the undercut's got it done there. Hong Yi behind him. So is it
Forrester
the overcut?
Forrester has jumped Peter Thomas in the pit stops. I'm pretty sure Thomas was in front before the pit stops.
Oh, what's happened to Pete? He's lost a couple of spots, really. He's struggling
Hong Yi
here.
jumped them both. So the undercuts worked wonders here.
So it was the overcut race 1 in Tier 2. It was the undercut here. Pete's going pretty slowly here, I think. I don't know if he's got something wrong. He's definitely not... He's not stretching out the... He's struggling. What has happened?
He's lost a lot of time in that pit stop.
He's... Yeah, lost his front end plate or something.
Yeah, he's definitely got wing damage.
Yeah, there you go.
He will be making another trundle down pit lane. So unfortunately, that's going to be race over unless we get a safety car.
So Zekai in the pits now. He's burnt himself.
5-second penalty, speeding in pit lane.
Yeah, he's got a couple of pens and lost out in the pit stop, so it won't be him either. He'll drop down, which leaves Hong Yi Wang in P1 at the moment as he gets the DRS move done on Mitch Weatherburn and Dimitri Forrester. So it is Hong Yi, Mitch Weatherburn, and Dimitri Forrester. 1, 2, 3. They are your three top competitors at the moment.
This is bringing back last season vibes, seeing these three at the front battling each other.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Tell you what, hats off to Kenneth Ang, just quietly. Going about his business up here in P5. He's cruising around by himself at the moment. He's pretty happy. Hasn't done a stop, that's why. He's doing the bender strat up there in P5. Well, nice bender strat. You're on tally. Great work. Love that, Kenneth. Started on the mediums, cruising around. Oh, a couple of penalties coming in there. Too quick for me to see them, just quietly.
Got 2 cars left to pit. Brian Tam was one of those penalties. I didn't see who the other one was. Your man Nando's made 2 stops, so he's obviously had some damage somewhere along the way. He's back down there in P15, unfortunately.
More position swapping occurring, and we'll get another one here. As Hong Yi says, thank you very much. DRS for me, DRS for you. I'll have some DRS and you have some too.
That DRS is so overpowered. It's very hard to defend against the car behind.
So yeah, as I said, we're going to see some DRS chicken coming into the last couple of laps, and no one's going to want to bloody give the other one DRS.
Yeah, can't wait to see that. Do people give up the position before the DRS zone to make sure the other guy doesn't get it? There'll be some big brain moves happening towards the end of this race.
Hong Ye's got to try and build himself a gap here. He's holding the 3-second pen. So he'll be feeling the pinch. He'll want to try and get through this traffic. He's got Jared in front of him. Very clean, respectful driver is Jared, so he will obey the blue flags. He'll get out of the way. He won't be an issue, but yeah, Hong Ye got some work to do if he wants to clear these guys behind him.
These three guys all have very similar pace. I'd be very surprised if any of them can break DRS on the other guys. I think you'll see a lot of back and forth between them in these DRS zones.
Tell you what, money looks good because it's a good looking track. Even in the game, it looks pretty good. It's quiet. We're off to Monaco next week, which is another very good looking track. I love those. I love street circuits. Maybe that's just me, but yeah, Jeddah's very pretty. A couple of nice bright lights.
Street circuits. What did you think of the fake marina in Miami?
That's trying a bit hard, isn't it? Yeah, here in Saudi Arabia, we got real water and real boats and stuff. Yeah, I don't know. Look, I actually really enjoyed the Miami GP in terms of its what it's going to do for F1 for America. It was a great spectacle. Not sure about the race itself, like the racing, but plenty of celebrities, plenty of fame, massive names there. So that's good for F1 in America, and that's what we want. Now they just need a proper American driver and an actual American team. Like, I know Haas is an American team, but they're not very successful at the moment. So, in all, like a great event, but yeah, just not probably the track for it. That sort of let it down. The race was a bit boring for me. So, but anyway, what were your thoughts?
I didn't like the track that much. I thought it was very boring. I'm not sure the track was very suited to today's F1 cars. But then again, I mean, it was only slapped together 12 months out. So, I mean, you can sort of expect that there will be some changes before next year's Grand Prix, I would suspect.
A couple of fans in chat saying, yeah, the track not really doing the weekend justice. But yeah, I still think it was a good event. And as I said, we want America to be successful. So if that's what it takes, Miami being a little more fun than, Indianapolis. But anyway.
Still trading positions in every DRS zone. Mitch is back in the lead. Really is single file around this track, except for sort of the start-finish straight is really the only spot we're seeing overtakes being done.
All three of these drivers holding a pretty tight line through that hairpin, just following each other through there. As Muhammad grabs himself his first 3 seconds of the evening. Peter Thomas goes bang on mediums with the fastest lap. Where's he filtered out? He is down in P18, so
You'll be hoping for that safety car towards the back end of this race, as I think Forrester just tagged a wall back there.
Up. I can't wait till my muscle memory sets in on these controls and I am a bit more flawless than I have been tonight. Tell you what, I got nerves with the great man watching over us too, just quietly.
Safety car. Jared Ellis has unfortunately put that Red Bull into a wall. So here we go. Is anyone going to pit to put softs on to run to the end of this race?
I mean, it's a good time for it, isn't it? With 9 laps to go, that's just premium soft tyre time.
Top 3 are all in.
Yep. 1, 2, and 3, and 4. Kenneth Ang, I tell you what, this has worked out for him. He's gone the bender straight. He's gone as long as he can. Now he completes his mandatory under the safety car. Yes, Kenneth. He will love that. He's got 5 seconds somewhere. How did he manage that? I don't know if he sped it in the pit lane.
Speeding in pit lane.
Oh, he sort of hurt himself a little bit with that one. But still, that is incredible timing for him. He would have been looking to get onto that softs within the next couple of laps. So that's worked out perfectly for Kenneth.
This is going to leave us with a very spicy 7 or 8 laps once this safety car's done. Everyone's going to be on fresh softs.
Yeah, 100%. We've seen all these overtakes happen on old tyres once they get the fresh softs out. Oh, yes, not wrong. I can't wait until the last lap or the last 2 laps. I actually want to see if there are those Leclerc-Verstappen mind games happening between these drivers. And it's going to be even spicy if there's a 3-way mind game happening. Is it going to become dangerous? Are they going to... Nathan, just get a 3-second penalty for multiple warnings. Are you cutting track under safety car? What you doing? What you doing, Nathan?
You've done well to cut the track on the safety car.
What are you doing? Goodness gracious, that's a slapping. 6 seconds he's up to now. But yeah, if those Leclerc Verstappen mind games are happening between 3 drivers, what have we got in store for us?
We in for some spice where one runs into the other, maybe. We get a Hamilton Verstappen move having some brake checks happening, maybe.
You might be able to tell me, or someone in chat might be able to tell me. We can see Dimitri revving the guts out of his engine here. Does keeping your engine warm matter in these games under safety car? Is that a thing? Because obviously there is an engine temperature readout that you can get via the MFD, and obviously keeping your tyres in an optimum window is an ideal strategy. Is keeping your engine warm part of that strategy? He's revving the guts out of this, so I think there might be something to it. Do you know anything about that?
I do believe so. I do believe, and someone might be able to correct me if I'm wrong, that the ideal temperature for your engine is somewhere around 100 degrees or something. But, as Chad has just said there, fuel burning as well, revving the guts out of the engine will just drop some fuel out of the car, which obviously, under safety car, you do end up saving a lot of fuel. So if you're all running a couple of laps heavier already, you're going to want to try and burn some of that fuel off. Sitting behind the safety car for 2 or 3 laps, you do save quite a bit of fuel in this game. You will find a lot of cars tend to underfuel at the start of the race, sort of predicting those safety cars.
Jeez, that's a dangerous game though if there's no safety cars.
I have seen it fail for some people before. And there hasn't been a safety car and they have run out a couple of laps before the end of the race.
So we're just waiting for Peter Thomas now to catch back up. I reckon we're going to have one more lap under safety car. Actually, no, we could probably see this is the final lap.
Yeah, he'll catch up before the end of this lap. So I think the safety car might be in this lap.
Cars have all bunched up. Yep. Disappointing result for Peter tonight. As I said, I think he's going to be a championship protagonist. So he will get a really... Well, this is probably his drop round. I believe there's a drop round. Deckers will jump in and... Correct me if I'm wrong. I think there's a drop round here, so this is probably...
They're asking in chat if you can throw up what tyres people are on.
Yeah, I can do that. Oh, God, there's so many things. Mull, how do you do this, honestly? As I said, I'll get better at it. But this is insane. The amount of work that goes into this, and controls and mind games and watching chat, trying to interact, talk to you. Goodness me, how did you manage it? Unreal. It is a talent in of itself. Safety car in this lap. Let's go. We've got
2 drivers on mediums. Nathan
7 laps to go.
Decided not to fit. Everyone else is out there on a fresh set of softs. So this is going to be a sprint to the finish. Going to have, what, 7 laps or so?
So Hong Yi's going to lead us away. He'll hold the field. Mitch Weatherburn asking him very kindly to get a move on. He doesn't want to get swallowed up by Dimitri. But
DRS won't be available for a couple of laps, so who's going to burn their battery to try and break that DRS in these first few laps?
Away they go. Down in the turn 1. They all hold position. Hong Yi got a nice little jump. Mitch Weatherburn was right there, ready again for him. Dimitri also there. And this has helped Zekaichu. Oh, yellow flag sector. What's happening? Looks like Brian Tan. He's around. He's still going to carry on, but he's got no front wing, that's for sure. He's doing the old Austin Powers strat.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah,
That's the
he's
second time he's
got
had
it
a bit of a
around.
loop around there.
Off he goes. So the marshals will jump out there and clean up his wing off the track. But we carry on racing. We nearly got that bloody safety car again next lap. It was a good call, but not quite.
He's given that McLaren a 6-point turn to get that thing going again.
So here we are, green flag racing, fresh soft tyres. Nathan Monks has been absolutely swallowed up in that first lap. He was P10 on those 11 lap mediums, and now he's P17 in the space of a sector and a half. But yeah, Zikaichu, interested to see how he goes, because as I said, he's definitely got the pace. He was right up there. He got the qualifying slap. It sent him down 5 spots because he read it up too quick. But he's clearly got the pace, and now here he is on fresh softs, loving life up here in P4. Can he have a crack at these front drivers and potentially put himself on the podium, because Hong Yi's got that penalty up there.
So as long as he can tack onto the back of these 3 guys, once that DRS opens up, if he can stay within there, he will manage to grab that podium. Cole Jackson's jumped past Kenneth. Kenneth has jumped straight back past him again. DRS should be activated this lap, I do believe, or it may be one more.
Couple of wide lines there from Kyle. I don't know if he's quite got his tyres in the window, but Kenneth just biding his time here. Has been passed, but you will see that Kyle's struggling there a little bit on those softs. Look how wide he goes there. So I don't know if Kyle's struggling there a little bit, but Kenneth will bide his time. But back up the front we go. We'll have a little look. There's another yellow flag. Hello. A little tussle there at the back. What's happened?
Someone around.
Jeremy
Few
Washington
cars
going very wide there. I'm not sure where he's going. He might have been a part of it. There's no safety car. There's yellow flags popping up everywhere, though. So there's a couple of little tussles happening. Looks like Jez has got all his wing and bits and pieces in play, and the yellows have disappeared. So on we go. They're just teasing us. They are absolutely teasing us here with this potential for another safety car, which, honestly, I don't really want to see at this point. They're all on fresh softs already. We've only got 6 laps to go. So another safety car now, and we're sort of just sitting here waiting for the last 3 laps to come along. I don't want it now. This is good. This is good. Let's go. Bring it home.
Join this top 4 battle to the end. It's what we want. These guys are setting purple laps. So the battling's definitely not slowing him down. Peter Thomas with a 28.5. He's jumped from P18 up to P12 already.
In traffic, if you don't mind. Yeah, that's insane.
And without DRS, I think. Surely he would have had DRS that lap. Surely he's not that quick without it. If he is, that's a little bit scary.
Aero wash happening through here in this section. He's got 5-6 cars in front of him. Down the inside he goes. That's a nice clean move on Danny Sadiwa. He's got Muhammad Afan. He's got Nando. He's got Daniel Lambert, Kenneth Ang, all very quick drivers already tonight. So he's got a lot of work to do.
Tell you what, he's pushing hard in that Haas.
It's at the front. Dimitri's just sort of dropped away from the front two. But Mitch Weatherburn staying right with Hong Yi. He wants P1 here. He knows his brother's commentating him, and he says, this is my night. Hong Yi's got that penalty. I'll tell you what, he wants it on track. He's showing his nose there a little bit.
Knowing Mitch, he's not going to want to win on penalties. He does not like winning on penalties. He's one that likes to win on track. I mean, he will obviously take a win on penalties, but I know for sure he's going to want to get these overtakes done and make them stick.
Tell you what, the bots are out in force tonight. I usually smite these really quickly, but I can't. So I'm sure someone out there, Neil, will be straight onto that. Yeah, bang, gone. See you later.
No mucking around there.
Very sharp. Almost as sharp as he's driving tonight. He's on the ball. He's back with a vengeance. He's had a couple of weeks off and he's full of beans now. He's right back into it. Mitch Weatherburn has indeed taken P1. So can he now hold that P1 on track? 4 laps to go. Dimitri roundabout,
He's
sniffing
made up that
again.
time.
Another yellow back here at the hairpin. I believe that's Nando. Oh, no. My man, Nando.
Unfortunate race there. He was doing quite well in the first half of the race.
That shows you what it takes to get results here in Teal. Oh, goodness gracious! The rear just absolutely took off in a different direction. Threw him straight into the wall.
That is unfortunate. Those rear tyres must have been very hot for it to let go like that.
Yep. And he's just going to use the wall to crawl back to the pits now. Oh, Nando, my man. I was just saying, that's what it takes. That's what it takes to be quick in Tier 1. You've got to be consistent and fast. A couple more switches happening here. Mitch still there. Dimitri in a P1.
Peter Thomas has unfortunately picked himself up a 3-second penalty. It's obviously pushing those track limits hard to try and get that Haas back up there. But this battle for P3, or P1, sorry. These four guys are not giving anything to each other.
Well, I didn't see Hong Yi grab his extra 3, but now he's got 6. So that's really going to send him backwards in the field, which brings in Zikai Chu. And he looks like to be another one who's not going to be happy with the penalties giving him the podium. He's sniffing all over Hong Yi here.
Tell you, this has been fantastic racing from these top four. To be able to battle this hard around this street circuit
For this
does
long.
not give anything to each other. This has been going race long, this battle.
Yep. It's been cracking. And it's not over yet. We've got 3 to go. As I said, I'm still super looking forward to these last couple of laps. And if there's any mind games to play out here, it's not going to be a 2-horse mind game. It's going to be a 4-horse mind game. Hong Yi's not going to play mind games. He's going to say, if you guys are going to sit back here and play mind games, I'll try and get 6 seconds on you. But I don't know. That's probably not going to work because everyone else just grabbed DRS off him. Jesus, I don't know how it's going to work. Safety car! It's another one! There's another safety car!
Safety car.
Oh, God! What's happening?
Oh, Peter Thomas is out.
Is he? He is.
He has. He's put that Haas somewhere. He's hit a wall.
So that is definitely a drop round. I sort of thought he was going to make up a few spots, maybe pinch a top 10, maybe get a little handful of points and salvage, but no. Not the night for Peter Thomas.
He's pushed that Haas a little too hard.
He couldn't get the qualifying strat he wanted done, and now in the race, just hasn't worked out for him a couple of times, and eventually he departs in lap 22, which brings about a final safety car. So this safety car, I don't know, I don't think it's going to wait for everyone to group up. It'll be probably this lap. Is it going to come in this lap, or will it go one more?
Yeah, I'm positive it gives 2 laps of racing, so it will come in this lap regardless of whether people have caught up or not.
And Diabols makes an extremely good point. Does that mean there's no DRS for the rest of the race now because they've got to wait 2 laps?
Yes, I would believe so.
So there go your Leclerc Verstappen. Leclerc? That's look, that's a name, mate. Go with it. There you go, your mind games.
Hong Yi's the big loser in this, in the McLaren, with 6 seconds of penalties and the field all bunched up. He is going to go
100%.
sailing down that order at the end of this race.
Yeah. Kenneth Ang, another one part of that group too. He'd done really well. Got the lucky safety car, but just those penalties really hurting him. That 5 second for speed. It looks like he's grabbed 3 seconds for track cuts, so they're gonna send him shooting backwards as well.
This is really going to be a battle of who has the most battery. They all should have 100% by the end of this safety car. So 2 laps, you're just going to have your finger on that ERS button on every single straight.
You called it. That's why you're in the booth. You've got the knowledge. The safety car is in this lap. Astute calling from you, Jacob Weatherburn. Here we go. Around the final corner comes the delicious little Aston Martin. And they will all round the field. We'll have 2 racing laps. There will be no DRS. There will be full ERS batteries.
This is going to get spicy these last 2 laps.
Oh, Dimitri might have done himself a disservice here. I tell you what, he's going to get swamped off the line. Mitch Weatherburn down the inside. Does he hold it though? Nah, Mitch couldn't quite get the grip, so Dimitri manages to hang on. Hong Yi was having a little look there too. He was well and truly making a move, but he just pulled out of it. Zikai also hanging around.
This is going to come down to who managed to keep the temp in their tyres under that safety car. Who can get them back up to temp quickest?
Zekai looking around the outside here of Hong Yi, but not a lot of grip out there, so that's not going to happen. Tell you what, Gridchoke's doing very nicely up here. Last year's Tier 2 champion up here in P5 and Tier 1. He'd be very happy with that. But it's Dimitri Forrester currently leading this one. He grabbed pole position.
Without DRS and everyone on full ERS battery, it's going to be very hard to get an overtake done here. Because DRS is the contributing factor to overtakes, so for the fact that they've all got the same battery, it's going to be very difficult for Mitch to make up that 7/10 down the straight. And Forrester would know he's only going to get through turn 1. If he can get through turn 1 with the lead, it is nearly single file for the rest of the lap.
Yeah, so this is it. This is the last one. I think you're spot on, barring any sort of calamitous error from Dimitri. Mitch will have to be happy with P2. What a battle between these top three, as you said, all race long. And then that last safety car just throwing a spanner in the DRS works.
We could not have asked for a better stream back, in my opinion, in Tier 1 here. These guys have put on an absolute show tonight.
Agreed. From Tier 2 and Tier 1, both races of very high quality. That's Ethan Small out the back there. He's DNF'd. Actually, no, Ethan Small's already DNF'd. That was a while ago. I think Nick Randell was the one out the back there with that yellow flag. When did Ethan Small drop out? I don't remember that.
I don't remember that either.
Huh.
Either way, there's only half a lap to go here. Let's say Dimitri's good enough that he should be able to hold on from here.
Tell you what, Zekai all over the back of Hong Yi. He's already got that podium in the bag, so I don't think he needs to push him too hard. It's not like he's under any real pressure from Danny Wong here. But, as I said, he might be like your brother. Maybe he just wants that on-track podium.
I'm
don't think he's going to get it.
I'm not a fan of taking positions on penalties. You like to get them done on track.
He's not going to get it. It's going to be Dimitri Forrester who comes across the line in P1. He does. Mitch Weatherburn, P2. Look at him tumble down the field, Hong Yi. He came across the line in P3, but those penalties send him falling all the way down. So Zekai Chu picks up P3, which is a bloody sensational effort considering he got the 5-place grid penalty. What could have his race been if not for
P4.
That dumping? Mohammed Afan, driver of the day. Nice work, Mohammed. Obviously a very tidy little race from you to pick up a handful of positions, but Dimitri Forrester is dishing out copies of the game. I haven't seen that one. That's pretty cool. Excellent work. Nice work, Aspect. Another race win to go in your cabinet.
Fantastic racing by the whole of Tier 1 tonight. That was very, very good to watch.
Yeah, that was a cracking race. Yep.
Great work on Mitch for P2.
Those last 10 laps could have gone in any direction. We watched so many overtakes. And not just like one-on-one overtakes. We had 2 people overtaking, 1 and 2 overtaking another one. Oh, it was all happening. It was great stuff. So
it was hard to keep up with in those DRS zones.
Dimitri Forrester grabs P1 from pole. Mitch Weatherburn P2, Zekai Chu P3. Danny Wong up from P12. Nice little result from him. P4. Daniel Lambert P5. Kyle Jackson P6 from P10. A great effort. But Mohammed Afan from 18th. Nearly the back of the field, if you don't mind, grabs P7. Hong Yi, unfortunately, with a handful of penalties, drops back to P8. Jeremy Washington P9. And Rafley Fidelia, Donny Sadewa, Nathan Monks, Nick Randall, Brian Tan, Kenneth Ang, Ethan Small, and a few others that unfortunately my eyes couldn't keep up with. Jacob, you called it, mate. What a way to bring Octane Online Racing back onto YouTube. We've been gone for a little while, but that was a cracking night of racing. And thank you, my friend, for joining me. That was a great debut from you.
It's been an absolute pleasure. I've really enjoyed it. And
I reckon
can't wait for next week now.
You've been sandbagging your commentating. I reckon you've done this before, and you've just come in here and said, hey, how you going, everyone? Great effort from you, chat. Absolutely best on ground once again. Diaboles, Jan, Tully, Pingu, everyone that joined us tonight, thank you very much. Alex is in here too. Looking forward to seeing you back on track next week. Congratulations to all the competitors who got podiums tonight. One in particular, welcome back to the car, my friend. Good to have you on board. Everyone else, I said earlier on, we've got the Sprint Series coming up this week on Thursday. We've also got the Porsche Cup and the BMW Series on Wednesday. So looking forward to getting tucked back into some ACC action Wednesday and Thursday this week. But until then, he's been Jacob Weatherburn. I'm Jamie Conboy. This is Octane Online Racing. Good night.
Here he is. I was just dragging Franco around.
Yep.
No, how that qualifying for Tier 2 was the closest thing I've seen for a while.
Oh yeah, that was ridiculous.
You might want to turn your sound off on your.
Yeah, it's off now.